completed some courses on mind control, on soul. We also had something on Bhakti Yoga and yoga ladder. And then we had some sessions on pure devotional service, which is based on Anyabhilashita Shunyam. Is that somehow the summary correct?
Last part we haven't covered. Anyabhilashita we never covered.
Oh, we never covered. Okay. So, just a quick question. So, what is pure devotional service? What do you think is the idea of pure devotional service? Or what is Bhakti and what is Shuddha Bhakti for those who are more of a Hindi audience? So, yes, madam. Your good name? Poonam. Hare Krishna.
Doing service.
Doing service.
Doing service. Any type of help of anybody to anybody without expecting anything.
And that is Shuddha Bhakti. Thank you. Any other? Yes, Mataji.
Having unconditional love towards the God.
Having unconditional, that's an excellent question, excellent answer. Having unconditional love towards God. Very nice. Yeah. Anybody else? Yes, Mataji, your good name? Mataji, your good name, sorry? Okay. Pramila, okay. Yes. Chavi, Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Doing anything which has been assigned to you, like anything.
Duties.
Any of my daily chores, be it my cooking, be it my cleaning, be it my work, be it my kids' work, or doing it even outside the house, any service. So service inside the house, anything done with pure devotion and just full, that selfless feeling, as she said. So it does not depend what chore, but the feeling or that intention with which I'm doing.
And assigned by who?
Assigned by God. Anything what I'm doing is always assigned to me by God. Assuming that everything has been assigned to me by God.
How would I know what is being assigned to me by God and what is not?
Whatever comes my way, whatever I'm choosing to do is offered to me by God.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you, Chavi Mati. Your good name, sir? I'm sorry, I don't know a lot of people here, but I'm hoping to, as I come more often, I'm hoping, if I'm allowed to come, I'll get to know more of you.
Hare Krishna, I'm Sudhir.
Sudhir.
Doing good karma.
Doing good karma. So, how do you define good karma?
Anything which doesn't hurt others and always do the work which can help others. You don't hurt and help them.
Thank you. I have one more hand or somebody else. Yes, Mataji, your name?
Archana.
Archana, Hare Krishna.
It's trust on trust. I trust my God. Whatever good comes to me, it is for good. Whatever comes to bad with me, there is way He will take me out from that bad thing, and He is with me. That is the Bhakti.
Thank you. Nice. Thank you, Archana. So, yoga ladder, when we discussed it, there was a session on yoga ladder, correct? What was the summary of the yoga ladder? If anybody remembers briefly. It's fine. I'll do a refresher course on yoga ladder. Is that okay?
Yes.
101. In the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna emphasizes that there are two distinct aspects of each of us. One aspect is the material or the aspect of matter, and that is easily perceivable, right? Yes or yes? I mean, I can literally feel my hand or my skin, and if you, in the end, when a person passes away and the body is cremated, then you will see that this entire skin and everything get burns to ashes, right? Which means that the matter that I have is going to disappear after some time. But the me that pervades this matter is eternal. The Bhagavad Gita talks about, in the very second chapter, Krishna talks about matter, Krishna talks about spirit. Matter is never to be lasting or never to be permanent. But spirit is never going to be destroyed. He spent so much time saying that Nainam Chindanti Shastrani Nainam Dahati Pavaka Na Chainam Klidyayantyaapo Na Shoshayati Maruta. He says that the soul can neither be cut by any weapons, nor burnt by fire, nor be dried up by wind, or moistened by water. The soul is so pure and so separate. And each of us are that pure spirit soul that we are inhering in this body. Just like if you are living in a rental property, you own that property.
No.
You're just renting, and you have a lease, a beginning lease, and you have a lease expiration, yes or no. Same thing with material body. Think about it. I have a question. I did not experience it, but did anybody of you experience it that before you born you got a menu card? Do you want to be born as man or woman, America or India, white or black, rich or poor, healthy or unhealthy, beautiful or ugly? Did anybody get a card? I didn't get for sure. We are here. That's it. We are born. Which means that without my own effort, I am now in this particular body or this body. And this body is constantly changing. So far, so good. Nobody will say that, if I say to Sriyan that I am 5 years old, he will laugh. Because I am not. That 5-year-old body was a long, long, long time ago. It doesn't exist any longer. Right? I mean, if my birthday comes and I go and ask my mother, who's 78 right now, what do you want for your birthday? I want toy. Latest toy. I want to play with it. Like, how do you mind? You used to give me toys when we were young, but what's wrong with me? Now I'm asking for toy. Why don't you give me toy? And then she will say, I know, I shouldn't have sent you to America. But it's a fact that I was that boy of 5 when long time ago, and I am no longer that boy. And I no longer have that inclination to play with toys. Or, if you imagine, my wife asked me, so where do you go all the day? In the evenings after your work? Well, I go and play with my friends and come back. No, you don't do that, because that age is completely gone. And at 5, you can eat chocolate all day long. Kids, don't try this at home. You can eat chocolate all day long, and you'll have some sugar high in the evening. Probably you are all nuts and jerky, and you will, instead of falling asleep at 10 o'clock, you will fall asleep at 12 o'clock, but next day morning you wake up at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, you're good. And then next day morning you brush it off and, yes or yes. I try doing this at this age, I'll get diabetic and die. The body I had when I was 5, many decades ago is no longer existing. But I am still witnessing the change of body, yes or yes. The body is gone long, but I'm still, oh yeah, what fun we used to have. We used to do this, we used to do this. We used to go to the neighbors' houses and go to the boas, trees, and you used to steal guavas, they used to come running. And then, oh, where is, because you are a witness, you saw all that happen, but that body doesn't exist anymore. And Bhagavad Gita teaches every one of us to come to that realization we are not this body. Because body is continuously changing and causing us anxiety. When you are young, 5, 10 years old, you have parents and you listen to your parents, you do your work, happy life. Teenage, anxiety starts. Boy or girl and career and everything, then anxiety begins. Then it builds up, and then people say, "Bacha, just go to the nice college. Get into the nice college, you'll be happy." You get into the college, And then you'll become the topper in high school, and you get into the college, and you get depressed. My God, I was superstar in high school. I'm not even a half star here in college. Everybody's a superstar coming up. And then, ruggedly, 4 years college, and then masters, and then get into a job. And then you thought, okay, man, I'm at the top of the world. I've done my masters, I'm good. You join the job, you join as an intern, low level, and then you have to work. Oh my God. It's like, the point is happiness. They say, happiness is just around the corner. That's what you are told. But you are running in circles. There is no corner in circle. So Bhagavad Gita teaches us, now that you have come to this human form of life, you have the capacity to think beyond the humdrum, the mundane existence, and rise to your actual spiritual position. And the rising to the actual spiritual position is what is called yoga. There are many processes of yoga, but yoga in essence means that how can I achieve that spiritual happiness? I'll give one example. You will say, oh, what's the purpose? Some people ask that genuine question, and it's a genuine question. I am good however I am. Yeah, life is tough, yes, I know that. And I'm going to die, but who has seen life afterwards? I'm just so happy like this. If you ask anybody, seriously, nobody says they are happy. I'll throw a statistic at your face. In US, every year there are 140,000 deaths. Caused by what? Alcohol. People are unable to control. And it's the ironical fact that the richest country in the world with the most facilities has the most number of deaths from alcohol. And this is a less known fact because everybody drinks. And nobody wants to confess the truth. Oh my God, opioid is a crisis. What a horrible Tesla people are there. They have just, software has gone wrong and killed the people. Papa, 140,000 people are dying every year from alcohol consumption. That nobody wants to tell because everybody is drinking. Why get the ugly truth out? So Bhagavad Gita is teaching us that, look, the ways and means you are adopting to forget the reality is natural. Because you are an Atma trapped in this body, you want an escape. But escape through happy hour, escape through alcohol, escape through video games, escape through so many other things. Bhagavad Gita teaches us you are not solving the problem. You are just confounding the problem. Just like a person who has cancer, God forbid, never get it. My God, the cancer rising is anyway, so the topic. If you go to the doctor and you have cancer, and the doctor says, "Bacha time off le le." You will take time off, and the symptoms will be gone for some time, but the underlying cure is not solved. The same thing with material world, because the Atma is seeking happiness, intense, unending happiness, because that's the nature of spirit soul to seek happiness. But because we are trapped in the body and ignorant of our reality, we are seeking happiness from material platform, and we get repeatedly frustrated. We want to do good to others, but then when there is some sort of pushback, then you'll say, "Oh my God, why did I waste my time?" You helped a person, and you did this and that, and you really helped them through a crisis. And when you had a crisis, they didn't even bother to give you a phone call. You're frustrated, yes or yes? So the point here is that when we seek happiness on a material platform, then you are bound to get both positive and negative reactions. And the yoga is meant to take the Atma from this material world to the spiritual world. And part of that yoga, as the yoga ladder mentions, is there is karma yoga. So there is karma kanda section. I'll tell you, Vedas, it's a little archaic term, but in Vedas, thank you. So this one, what is called dharma, in this thing, what is called is karmakand. In Vedas, actually there are many prescriptions. You want a good son, you do this. You want a good grades, do this. You want to be, defeat your enemies, do this. So this Vedas have what is called karmakand section, which promises you do this, you get this. It's more of a business transaction. But beyond that, karma yoga comes from the fact that the karmic activities in this material world have both positive and negative reactions. You do good, you get good. You do bad, you get. That's the nature of this world. The thing is, both good and bad are a problem. I'll tell you why. Assume there is a prisoner. Sorry, what's your good name? Kobe. Nice name, thank you. Your friends. See? Nice. So, Kobe, I have a question for you, but you can answer me when I ask you for answer, okay? Assume there is a prisoner. And you are in the prison. Prison has grade C cells, grade B cells, and grade A cells. And the prisoner is in grade C. Like, yeah, what a horrible existence. This grade C cell is supposed to hold only 2 people, but we have 7 people. And when I sleep at night, I'm smelling the feet of the other person. It's horrible. And the toilet is right there. And even if I try to sleep at night, everybody is using the toilet. I can't. I need to work really hard. And he goes to the warden and says, please help me out. I need to go to the grade B cell. What should I do? And the warden says, no, you have to do this, you have to do a little bit this, that. And he works really hard and goes to the grade B cell. Kobe, you are so far with me? Good. And then grade B cell is an improvement. Instead of 7 people and smelling feet in grade C, there's only 2 or 3 people, so it's comfortable to sleep at night. And there is toilet also is a little far away, so it's good. Doesn't stink as much. But then, he sees so much and he goes for lunch. There's a grade A cell. Get your own internet and you're ready to get something happening there. There is AC there. And then, the food is a little better. This is nice. So, the good act, then there is another person who is being really bad in prison. He's like terrible. He's like picking fights with everybody and he's trying to beat everybody. And they throw him into solitary confinement. Kids, you know what is solitary confinement?
Yes.
Don't worry about it. It's really bad. Well, let's not get into that. There is a whole debate going on how it's more inhuman, but that's so who's better? The person who is going to grade A or who is in solitary confinement?
The person in the
Grade A? Okay, good. Anybody agrees? Okay, you are exempt. Because, if the referee answers, then, there is no question of quiz. Yes, somebody raised. Yes. Go it. And here, nobody is going to judge you. What happens here stays here.
I mean, depending on how many people are in the grade A cell, you can choose the first thing is the person in solitary confinement has everything to himself. I mean, it's kind of bad for him, but he's alone and he can think of what he did. And then in the grade A, you have everything, so you just want more. But in the solitary confinement, you can't want more because you have nothing.
Yeah, that's a nice point. Thank you. What's your good name?
Abhiram.
Abhiram, and how old are you, Abhiram?
11.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, sir. Aapka shubh naam?
Mohit.
Mohit.
So in a way, it is different. Grade A is better, facilities and all. But in another way, all of them are still a prisoner.
There we go. Yes. Yes. This is exactly the material world. I'll work hard to get a grade A cell, or I am condemned to solitary confinement. I am still in the prison. So you do good, you will get good. But then to get good, you have to endure this material world also. And so-called good sometimes might not be so good either. So Karma Yoga says that, look, there are negative and positive reactions in this world, but somehow or other transcend them. The purpose, and you offer your activities to Lord Krishna. And that is Karma Yoga. Means I do my activities, but I offer the results to Krishna. I will not get any results. And that is a process of advancing from karma. Then Jnana Yoga is transcendental knowledge. Dhyana Yoga is where the meditation happens. Growing up in India, my parents or others would say, if I read Bhagavad Gita or somebody else, oh bacha, Bhagavad Gita, don't read. You know why? You will give up all the studies and everything and you will go to forest. You will become disinterested in life. Do you ever hear or just me? In the first chapter of Gita, Arjuna said, I want to go to forest. Krishna said, don't go, you have to stay and fight. If you don't read Bhagavad Gita, you will have a very wrong perception of Gita. You get the permission to go to forest in the 6th chapter, which is Dhyana Yoga. There Krishna says you go to the forest, find a place which is neither too high nor too low, and so on and so forth, and breath control and exercises. If anybody says this, yoga is just for exercise, please don't buy it. Because yes, you can get your exercise and body stretching and everything, it's great. But yoga is actually meant you to connect to Krishna or Supreme. And Dhyana Yoga is meant for that, where you have 8 limbs of Dhyana, Yama, Niyama, Pranayama, Pratyahara, and Dharana and Dhyana. There's 8 limbs of yoga. And after that, in the 6th chapter, which is Dhyana Yoga, at the end of 6th chapter, Krishna says, of all the yogis, yoginam api sarvesham, madgatena antaratmana, shraddhavan bhajate yomam, samyukto namo. The meaning is that of all the yogis, he who worships me with faith and he who serves me, he is the highest of all. So Bhakti Yoga is the highest form of service to God, according to God himself. Right? So far so good. Questions? All right. Concerns? Criticisms, please keep it verbal. I didn't get any protective gear. Any questions? Because I've been asked to talk on pure bhakti. So bhakti, now we have come to the form that what is bhakti. Now we can talk of different stages in bhakti or different varieties of bhakti. Then we can come to Shuddha Bhakti. Because Krishna says, Yoginam api sarvesham, of all the yogis, one who serves me with faith, he is the highest of all. So a bhakti yoga is considered to be the highest of all. But even among bhakti yoga, there are many grades. There is karma mishra bhakti. Means that I will do my duties, I will worship God on the side, I will offer him. But my main goal is my karma. And then Jnana Mishra Bhakti is that I do a lot of Vedic studies and this studies and that studies, and then I will have some bhakti going on the side. But Shuddha Bhakti means bhakti for the sake of bhakti, with nothing else. And that is pure devotional service to Krishna. I'll take a pause. I know it's a lot to take in. So this is why I say, please ask questions. There is no, yes sir, your good name and then you can ask.
My name is Venugopal.
Venugopal.
So in Dhyana, Dhyana Yoga and meditation, so they do the Dhyana and also they follow gurus, and then they concentrate on the spiritual energy or cosmic energy. They nowhere talk about God or anything. But in Bhakti Yoga, they talk about God, concentration on the God, consciousness on the God. But what is the difference between these two? Which is the superior? Because there also we can cleanse our body, we can connect to the highest supreme energy in through Dhyana Yoga. But here also we can connect to the highest supreme power. What is the difference? Which is better?
In the Bhagavatam, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned in the first canto, 2nd chapter, 12th verse, Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabhyate. Let me give the thing. Those who have seen the truth those who have realized that truth or tattva, they have said that tattva is perceivable as Brahman, as Paramatma, and as Bhagavan. There are three aspects, but they are not three different aspects. I'll give an example. There is a building on the top of a mountain. Okay? And it's a triangular shaped building. One side is painted yellow, the other side is painted green, the third side is painted blue. Now, based on how you climb, and it's pretty big building, so you can see only one side of the wall. Based on which path you climb, you will see the three different colors. Yes or yes?
Yes.
But is the building three different buildings? It is one building, but the perception of the climber is different. The climber will call and say, "Hey, I have reached the top of the building. It's very blue." Dude, you're completely wrong. I see yellow. You both are completely idiots. I see
Red.
green. So, and the same truth people fight all over the world, saying, "Oh no, Brahman, oh no, Paramatma, oh no." So the thing is, Jnana Yoga, when one performs Jnana Yoga, then one realizes God is Brahman, limitless, light, infinity, with no form, no shape, nothing, and complete Shanti or peace. That is Brahman realization. The Paramatma realization, which comes from Dhyana Yoga is not meditation on cosmos, but on the Paramatma within the heart. The God is existing in everyone's heart, in your heart, in your heart, in my heart. And you know what's the best part? He's been there since time immemorial. How many billions and quadrillions of births I have taken in this life. Each time I had a set of family, a set of parents, set of duties, set of community. And then I give up that and then go on to the next body. Again, I have like a set of family, community, parents. But the constant is Paramatma. He's sitting in the heart. Birth after birth after birth is never giving up. He's just sitting and just witnessing where all we are going. And the Dhyana Yoga is the ultimate realization comes is that God is Paramatma who is sitting in everyone's heart. Brahman can actually mean, okay, God is everywhere, but Dhyana Yoga, God becomes more individualized. He sees that he is sitting in everyone's heart. And Bhagavan is actually the truth where we see the Lord as Krishna or Ram or Narsimha or Vamana. He is the Bhagavan form of the Lord. So, in this age of Kali Yuga, in the 6th chapter, I don't know if we have done a lot of Dhyana Yoga. 6th chapter, did we do a lot? But I'll give again some. Is that okay? So far, so good. Is everybody comfortable?
Yes.
Or you are going to attack Satya after this? Why did you even call this fellow? In Dhyana Yoga, after following rules and regulations, Krishna says that one can go to the forest. You can go to the forest, select a place which is neither too high nor too low. You should be able to control firmly your mind. Oh, celibacy is an absolute must. And then focus and two eyes staring at the tip of the nose and focus inwardly on Paramatma. And for a long time when you perform this, you will realize that God is Paramatma. And it's an exceedingly happy stage of life, far beyond. I read a story. So far so good. The Paramatma and Dhyan is good. Now let me come to the modern world. I read a story. The ultimate, people are bored. And that's why earlier I mentioned, right, they want to escape and, happy hours and so on and so forth. That is for people who don't have a lot of money. For people who are ultimately wealthy, what's the most thing that will give kick in the world? Flying Mount Everest. I have money, 70,000, 80,000, whatever dollars. And then I want to have the title boast amongst the friends that I have climbed Mount Everest. It seems you spend at least a year training for it. Here only you train with equipment, oxygen, fitness, everything. and then you go to Nepal. And then the Mount Everest is 30,000 feet, and the base camp is, God knows, 15, 20, I don't know. That's a base camp where you go, and you put the tent, and you wait. Why do you wait? In a year, there are only 2 weeks, maximum, if you are lucky, where the winds stop going very fast. And that is the time you can climb Mount Everest. And you have to sit and wait. You have to wait for 3 months, 4 months. Obviously, once the summer goes, you better pack up and come down because you will be blown out. So you have that very small window to climb Mount Everest. So people go, they will put tents. Now please understand, tents in the wild are tents. They don't come with toilet facilities, yes or yes. So it is still freezing. In the May and June in India, on that height, it is still freezing, it is cold. So we are going to eat very delicious prasadam, so I don't want to go too graphic. But in the middle of night, if you have to answer the call of nature, you have to go to a river source and dig a hole and do your business and come back. All the while it is freezing cold. Adventure, mind you, ultimate adventure. Paying money to kind of experience this. And then there are people who have camps here, camps here, camps here. The person who is having camp here and the water is flowing here, I leave it to your imagination. And that's the same water they need to use to answer the call of nature and drink. I leave it to your imagination. You might say, I'm going to beat up Satya after this for calling this fellow. There is a reason why I'm telling that story. Krishna is saying, go to the forest. Even if I go to Himalayas, there is no respite because I'll have a cell phone and plastic and everything there. Yes or yes? So in this age of Kali Yuga, when Krishna says, go to the forest, which forest should I go? Where every forest is having cell phones and coke and I read that so many people wanted to climb Everest that Starbucks was thinking to put a Starbucks there. Don't tell this to Starbucks, they will actually go and put one and make money. And because you are at that high and you are freezing, they will say $20 per cup of whatever coffee. And they'll okay, please take it. Anyway, you are rich, you are paying $70,000 to come here. Might as well, loot you more money.
Cold coffee might be cheaper.
Yeah. But then that's the thing, cold coffee is $5 and hot is $30. So then the question is Krishna's message impractical in Gita when he says go to forest? And in this Kali Yuga, where our lives are super short, where we are really disturbed by everything. Man, every election there is constant anxiety. Who will come and how will my life be screwed? India is safe for now. So given this very disturbed nature, both of mind, of environment, of everything in Kali Yuga, what is the spiritual practice that actually you can do to make tangible spiritual progress? Because you can't be condemned like this. I mean, on one hand, I'm seeking happiness. On the other hand, everything around me is polluted. Everything around me is so expensive. Inflation? Yes or yes? Bay Area, the houses were like, yeah, people are smiling. So then what do I even worry about spirituality? Or my life is just involved in just maintaining this body and just forget it? No, scriptures say that there is a higher way, that Bhakti Yoga is much more applicable to Kali Yuga. And that's the reason we stress Bhakti Yoga, for its practicality, for its efficacy. In the previous ages, you could perform magnificent sacrifices. Huge sacrifices. You remember, you must have read somewhere, the sages used to perform nice sacrifices. They didn't have lighters, or that you start the fire. They would say a mantra, and they would take 2 sticks, arani wood, the fire would start. And the ingredients, because if you really wanted the yajna to be successful, you really had to factor in so many factors. The place, the time, the ingredients, the breeze, the type of... It was a very, very precise, elaborate thing. In Kali Yuga, sometimes I do yajnas in the temple for some purposes. You know what is karpur? Camphor. And you get it in Indian store for Havan. It is mentioned, they take the karpur and say, not fit for human consumption. And we understand intuitively why. Because there is a karpur that you put it in preparations and, in Charnamrit and Tirtham and all that stuff. And there is a karpur that is there. Which means for Vishnu you can't even put, for Vishnu you are giving stuff that you can't even, it's not fit for human consumption. The sacrifice है यार, ले, मुझे खाना तो है नहीं, तो ला ले.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Oh, what does it mean is, so when you perform yajna, right? What's your name?
Akshay.
Akshay, thank you. So when you perform yajna, right, you have fire, and the fire is starting. Actually, that fire, you might see the kids, at least in modern times, and say, dudes, what's wrong with these people? They started a fire and putting in ghee and putting in grains and putting in some flowers. Seriously wrong people. Actually, there is a reason. And the reason was, when we started the fire, it was the representation of Lord Vishnu. It was Lord Vishnu coming to accept our sacrificial offerings, and these fire sacrifices actually were mentioned in our scriptures. And Lord Vishnu would come and we would offer him the finest, most precious and purest stuff that we can offer. And आजकल के ज़माने में, in these days, you say that not fit for human consumption, ले ले fire sacrifice. So my point is how much efficacy will be, how much of purity and effectiveness will be there in those fires. Not to decry fire sacrifices, but the effectiveness of that will be much less compared to previous years. So far, so Chandra, you have to tell me, otherwise, no.
We can take questions for the 15.
Okay, but I'll have to wrap up.
That's okay. So we will keep this main topic as is for some other session. And then whatever main point you want to cover, that Karma Mishra Bhakti is not pure Bhakti. Around that we can take some.
Well, okay, let me actually complete that thought. It's okay. We can go few. It's okay, right?
Yes, it's fine.
Because we'll go a little Prasad is little. Okay, kids, I have a question. Be very honest with the answer, okay? How hungry are you? About, can you wait for another 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, Sandra, another post, they can wait. So I can do. So in this age of Kali Yuga, when we chant, it is said that Kaler Dosha Nide Rajan Asti Eko Mahaguna Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sanyaparam. This age of Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults. Seriously. If you have money, you can run for political office and become the Prime Minister or President and be corrupt and loot the country. You are just a real estate developer, but now you want to become the President. And you became the President and then you caused so much of upadra. Kali Yuga. And you go work really hard, but there is no love from the employer. Ek baar economy little down, layoffs. Actually, there was a joke for a specific ethnicity, but I will just generalize it for Kali Yuga. A man goes to the office, not sure if the job exists. Evening comes home, not sure wife exists. Kali Yuga. So because of so many faults of this age, it is said that Kali Yuga has one really, really great quality. Asti Eko Mahan Guna. It has a very, very exalted quality. Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangaparam. By chanting the names of Krishna, one gets liberation in this age of Kali Yuga. There is no hard and fast rules, there is no prerequisites, post-requisites, nothing. Anybody who can chant the names of Krishna will get liberation. So that is the supreme benediction of this age. And Bhakti Yoga means to start chanting Shravanam Kirtanam. When we do the Kirtan of Krishna, and we do Bhakti Yoga. It's as simple as that. So if somebody is chanting and you can chant with me, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And when you do this bhakti and hear about God, no expectation from God, no desires in your heart that you want God to fulfill, that is pure bhakti or Shuddha bhakti. And we can, if we get an opportunity, then I can go really deep into what Shuddha bhakti is, what are the various aspects of it, and how are some of the things. I'll leave you with an intriguing question. Probably you can ask the next speaker who comes. We all know the story of Yashoda Maya and Krishna. She putting him on the floor.
No.
Thank you. So, one day, Krishna was a small baby, and Mother Yashoda was feeding Krishna the milk from her own body. And she also had put on the stove a pot of milk for boiling. And that milk also was for Krishna. When she saw the milk was overflowing, she immediately put Krishna aside and went and tried to take the milk from the stove, which anybody does. Krishna really became angry. He's biting his lips and his eyes are red. And then we know the story of how he takes stone, hits the matka, or the pots of butter. Yeah, you know that story, right?
Yeah, from here I know it.
Okay, then I will not continue further because everybody else knows it. I have another thing. And so this act of Mother Yashoda made Krishna very angry. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in Bhagavatam it is mentioned that who knows Varaha? Lord incarnation in a boar, right? Thank you. And he killed a demon. What was the name of the demon? Is Hiranyaksha. And there was a fight that was going on. And the Lord was really enjoying fighting, right? If you fight with like a proper worthy servant, you have a cricket match or a tennis match or whatever. I mean, you really have a worthy opponent, right? That is trying to outwit you and you're trying to do it. There is fun in that, correct? If you play a very weak opponent who is letting you walk over you, after some time you'll be very bored or will be very excited. So this person, this demon was fighting with the Lord and he was giving so much pleasure to the Lord. So I have a question you can ask the speaker who is going to give you a topic on Anyavilashita Channima Shuddha Bhakti. Is Mother Yashoda a devotee because she displeased the Lord? And Hiranyaksha is a devotee because he pleased the Lord. Is my question correct? Mother Yashoda really made the Lord angry. क्या भक्त के लक्षण होते हैं? Is it a quality of a devotee? But then
kind of children, and it's a never-ending cycle. So why did we put into this kind of difficult cycle where a lot of suffering?
That's an excellent question. Matsi, you also had a question. Can I answer that and take your question? Okay. I don't want to pick on you, but in general, I'll put any parent. The parent raises the child in a very loving environment, and the child says, time comes from college, and the parent says, somewhere stay locally, Bay Area, that good college. No, I want to go to this place. So now it's not good. No, I want to go to this place. No, I want to go to this place. And then God said, okay, I'll give one more example. Sir, you have kids. How old is your kid?
Younger one 11, elder one 14.
14. They were at one point 3 or 4, correct? And you must be driving car at that point of time, nice car, Mercedes Benz. And the child of 5 says, I want a car like my dad. I want to drive like my dad. No, you can't do it. No, you can't do it. No, I need to drive. Well, the father will go to the toy store. He'll get the small car. And then the child says, oh, look at me, I'm like my father, I can drive. 2 rounds on the block, the kid is bored. It's not like my father. Yes, sir. So the jiva sometimes get the tendency, I want to be like God. I want to enjoy and be the controller like God. And God says, I'll create this material world to fulfill that desire, where I won't be there in picture. That's why 99.99% of the people in the world think that I'm just the enjoyer and the controller. Whatever I get, this is mine, me. And God is saying, to get that idea of Godhood, Krishna is creating this material illusion, saying that I'll put you in here, and then, does that help? It's again one of those long theological, philosophical, ontological issues, but we can get to that some other time. But it's just in a nutshell that God, I wanted to have that experience independent of God. And Krishna said, okay, take this. Bhakti.
Yeah, I just had a question regarding the Bhakti Yoga. So we all do, various volunteering, charity activities, like helping the needy and everything. So all those fall under the Bhakti Yoga, or it's more than the Bhakti Yoga? Because what God said is like helping the needy is like helping me, it's like serving me, right? It's like if I help the poor and the needy, it's like I'm serving God. So that is that like more than a Bhakti Yoga, or whatever the 9 phases that you mentioned, Prabhuji, it's like we have to do that as well.
Krishna says in the Gita, he talks about charity. There are 3 kinds of charity. Charity in the mode of goodness is that you do charity to someone for the right person, at the right place, at the right time, and no expectation of result. That is charity in the mode of goodness, or sattvic charity. Charity in the mode of passion is that you make a big show of pomp. You see these politicians collecting funds, and then the guy who is giving the check of $1 million to take pictures and post it on Instagram and do this, and they are expecting that the politician wins the office and does something. That charity is charity in the mode of passion. Charity in the mode of ignorance is you don't consider who you are giving charity to, why you are giving charity to, you just give. I'll give an example. We see homeless people on the road. And you might say, oh, this person is needy, I'll help. And you'll give $2. If that person is addicted to drugs, he'll use that money to get drugs. So are you really being helpful? Are you enabling him to destroy himself and be a menace to the society? So needy is a very broad term, and one should be careful in knowing whom I am giving my money to. And so no, the answer is no. Just helping needy people is better than Bhakti Yoga. It's never a true matter. But having said that, we should have compassion. And my fervent plea is, if you have homeless, help them out. If they are cold, give them a blanket or jacket. Go buy, get them some food or some fruits or something like that, which they know they can't misuse. So please be supremely compassionate, but know the ramification that your charity actually might be not the best thing in terms of money. So yes, Bhakti Yoga is supreme. If you, I don't want to be a hypocrite, and I will say that I did give $1 to the person on the homeless, or I give a little bit of money or coin if I don't have. I'll give them only after I say, please chant the Mahamantra. You chant with me the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then I'll give you this $1. Now, they might misuse it, but because they chanted the name of God at least once in their life, their spiritual life started without their knowing. So that is an alternative, because spiritual component is the most thing. Materially, I might give so much to so many, I'm not going to solve the world's problem. I mean, there are so many hospitals, there are so many orphanages, there are so many food distribution centers. Have we eradicated hunger? Have we eradicated disease? Or have we eradicated orphans? Or orphanage? So this material nature is such that problems will always be there. So to help truly a person is to help that person spiritually. Then you will, just like you are telling the prisoner, oh, what can you do to stay in the prison is not a thing. How do you get out of the prison? Is that a better thing or just saying? Exactly. So spirituality is releasing the jiva from the bondage of this material existence. Actually, it's a topic on how the jiva continues from one body to another. I think that should be the topic more than bhakti, pure devotional service, because that foundation has to be set to actually go to pure bhakti. How the jiva progresses from, and when you see that how painful it is birth after birth to kind of live in this world and to live in this illusion that I'm okay here, it will be a swift kick. You will be spiritually regenerated, you will be helping others spiritually as well, more than materially. One last point. Every jiva in this world is destined, good or bad, by God Himself. So when we fight, I will just set the world right because of my efforts, you are actually going against God who's already set this in place. You might say this person is needy, but that person must be living a terrible life. He must have, so if his destiny is to live there, you can't change that destiny. But by spiritually helping, you really can help that person change their destiny. Is that helpful? Because swabhava or a nature of person you can't change so easily. But by giving spirituality, you can actually truly change that person. Is that helpful, Mathji? And your good name? Madhavi. Madhavi. And Prabhu, your name? Prashant. More questions, comments? Yes, sir.
Yes. So we are saying God is everywhere, right? Krishna is everywhere. So what is the significance of spiritual places or temple? I mean, I'm doing puja at home or going to the temple. So is it better going to the temple or home also is good?
Till you reach to that stage of Krishna Bhakti where you see Krishna everywhere, better do something at home. We say God is everywhere, but are you seeing God everywhere? When you are really exalted, and there are saints who have reached that position, wherever they go, they just see Krishna and they can't see anything else. And without not seeing Krishna their whole life, they feel it like life is like a burden. So it's a very high elevated state to be in that. But till that time, we have to see God through our eyes, external eyes, not the internal eyes, and then do seva, go to the temple. So that reminder will be there in the early stages. Other questions? Is that helpful, sir? Yeah. In the sadhana stage, it is recommended. When you are really, really advanced, then yeah. Yes, Mataji, your good name?
Is there a way that we can give our share of devotion, whatever we are doing, in case our kids are not doing?
Inheritance.
And so that it will help them out in their future also they'll be able to do the same. That way it will start to them and then it will help us.
Actually, it's such an amazing question. I never heard that question before in my whole life.
Only a mom can say that, ask that question.
Yes.
She wants to protect her kids.
That's true.
Right?
That is true. I have a question. Before the child was born, what connection did we have to that child? And I'm saying as a parent myself, I had no connection. Somehow by grace of God, now we are connected as a family, yes or yes. Before I got married, who was my wife to me, if I had, or husband to me? If I'd be passing on the road, it would be just another person, correct? Only a weird person will think everybody passing on the road is my wife. Mental case, it's a problem. We have to go to get serious treatment. So there was no connection. But then, by grace of God, we are all, the jivas or atmas have come together as a family. So knowing that this child of mine is another atma that I have to take care in this particular life, the best solution is you yourself be inspired. And you yourself make sure that you are following the process of bhakti. In the family life, if you place emphasis on bhakti and you say that, this is my sadhana that's going on for half an hour and your child tries to disturb you, you will say, I will attend to you, but only after I am done. Then the child will think, okay, I am not the center of the universe. My papa is or my mama is doing something else, and that's pretty serious. So they pick on what you do more than what you can say. While I appreciate the sentiment, the best way to encourage the child is actually you be strong and you teach them without getting angry or frustrated that, bacha, you have to do this. You are my child. The best way I can protect you is to encourage you to surrender to God, because that's the best protection. Otherwise, how long I am here in this world and how long I am with you in all the places, in all circumstances to protect you. And more importantly, when you turn teenager, you said, don't even be near me. Yes, sir. Yes. Is that helpful, Nancy? Other questions? Yes, sir. Good name?
My name is Guru.
Guru.
So, like you did mention that in the age of Kali Yuga, it is lot more anxiety, more suffering and everything. So, does that mean that even if you do good karma, you will still have to endure suffering? Or like, how much of the anxiousness is attributed to your karma from the past, or the nature itself?
Can you paraphrase your question in another way? Or maybe I'll try to understand your question. You were saying that how much of, if I keep on doing good karma, how much of a negative situations I face in the world, is that somewhere close? Or if you can elaborate a little more, please.
Like if I keep doing good karma, like will I still go through suffering because of the Kali Yuga, or does that help that I've done good karma, I'll face good?
See, good karma will help. Krishna says, what are the problems according to Bhagavad Gita? Krishna says there are 4 problems of this world according to Gita. And he says, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. So he says that birth, death, old age and disease, these are the problems of the world. If you keep on doing good karma, these activities will not change, or you still have to take birth. I do good karma all through my life. Which means in the next life you will get really think about it. Warren Buffett, anybody knows? Yes. Elon Musk? What about that fellow? Bill Gates? One more name. Throw, and we can complete it. Sorry? Jeff Bezos, thank you. They must have done so much of Lakshmi Puja, right? So that they got this so much of money. In my first 20 years of life, they didn't do anything. Every day go to Lakshmi Puja only. The thing is, even though they did good karma, and they did tremendous amount of good karma in their past life, so they are what they are in this life. But the problem is, if you don't have spiritual knowledge, the good karma will give you money, but you don't know what to do with your money. You divorce your wife, give her $25 billion, and so what's your point? So if you have spiritual knowledge, then you can actually know what to do with the money that you have. Otherwise, you'll go crazy. I have so much money. My life is running out. I need to enjoy. I need to do this. The money is giving you more and more anxiety. So spiritual knowledge is important, and even if you do good karma, you still have to. And you might say, dude, this is too much. Birth, Janma Mrityu Jara. Janma is a good thing, right? It's such a baby shower, and the parents are having thus, most of the time happy thoughts, but some dreading thoughts. I have to not sleep for next 2 years and diapers. But it's a happy thing, no? Actually, if you do we'll go third canto of Bhagavatam sometimes. What happens to the baby in the womb that nobody knows? And forget that part. The baby, is born. The first few months, the baby is severely crying. The parents exactly know what's happening to the baby. So isn't that suffering? Janma, after Janma, even if you are born in the most richest of the family, the mother is saying, "Bacha kha," and the parent is saying, "No, mere pa yahan kuch nahi ho raha yaar. This kuch nahi bola first." Man, this is seriously hurting me here. You have to do this, but the baby can't tell. The mother doesn't know. Or burping. Let me burp. Baby burping. So you can see how even Janma is a problematic thing, and dukkha, death, jara, and vyadi. That I don't even have to talk. So the problems of birth, Krishna is saying, get out of these problems of birth and death. You will get good and bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. You will be sleeping the best diapers, organic cotton with 3 nannies taking care of you, and the organic wood in which you are there, everything is organic, and the house is air purified. But nevertheless, you will suffer. So you have the money. It doesn't help you in this material world unless you actually say, I need to kind of reach out to God. So good karma is good, but only good so far. Is that helpful, Guru? More. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't do good karma. Please. Don't. The thing is, it's a vast. I mean, in one class you can't cover much, but Bhagavad Gita actually lays out the philosophy in a very systematic way. And it tells you about the past results and how to work. It's a very big science. So till you're not completely convinced of God, please do your charitable works. At least they will help you in future. But don't do the point that my charitable works are my shelter. No, Krishna is my shelter. That should be the motive. Is that helpful? More questions? What can I do? This is one thing. He is not. There is no question of Yeah, please go. Madhavi. Manju. Okay.
So I have Bhagavad Gita at home. I just pray here in the puja room, but I always want to read it. But is there any? We can just start. Is there any timing or anything that we have to start?
There's no time. There's no place. There's no
We
circumstance.
can just start from the chapter.
Any time, any page. I request you to pick up any page, anything you read. There is no hard and fast rule. It's better to start from chapter 1 through chapter 18, but please, because Bhagavad Gita, it's like sugar cane. Okay, there is a sugar cane. Oh, this side of sugar cane is sweet, this side is bitter. No, sugar cane is sweet all through. Pick up any place and start eating. It's like that. So please, take your time to read. And if not, ask Satya or Shyam. You can ask Shyam that he must have reading groups where you can join the reading group. So that is really helpful, because when you have like a reading group and partners to discuss, it becomes really enlightening. And you'll have fixed time on the day. But if you want more tips and tricks, you can talk. Yeah, somebody had a question. Yes, Venugopalji.
So, as a Hindu, we are fortunate to know about Lord Krishna, and we know mechanism to attain moksha and Bhagavad Gita. We are very fortunate. But how about the other religions? What is the mechanism for them?
To attain moksha?
I mean, yeah, to
So
get rid of sufferings.
there is a reason why it is called Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma is starting point is Atma. Because the other religions, see, all the religions that teach you how to love God is bona fide religion. So Islam or Christian. It is just based on one's own information or one's own ability to grasp the truth, only that was told. For some people, if for some people who are criminally minded or who are like really not sure of the truth, they will just be having fear that don't do this, you'll go to hell. That's it. Or you'll go to prison. So the other religions emphasize more on that. Do good. Otherwise you'll go to hell. Do better. You'll go to heaven. So that sort of mentality that is there in the human's life has been taught by other religions. So the moksha and the Atma concept is not that clear, or that is one of the problems. Is that okay? I'll tell the story. So we were on book distribution. I'll tell two stories. We were on book distribution, and there was a person from Christian religion. He came. He's like, "You guys are all idol worshippers. You're all, this is. Then I just didn't say anything. I just said to him, "So what happens in Christianity?" He said, "If you believe in Jesus, you'll go to heaven and stay there forever. And if you don't, you are eternally damned to hell." I said, "Okay. So, I have a question though. Who goes to heaven to enjoy or suffer?" So, "What do you mean?" I said, "You guys don't believe in soul, do you?" No soul." Then the person who's dead, his body is right here. You cremate. Who's going there to enjoy heaven or hell? Somebody must go, right? It's me who is experiencing heaven, or it's me who is experiencing hell, but my body is here only. So what is going of me? You said there is no soul, right? Logically, am I right? What is going to heaven or hell? And so they couldn't answer. They said there is a spirit, and they had to juggle because if you deny the concept of Atma, then the whole reincarnation and everything becomes a myth. Which means your understanding is because you will stay in this world, better do some good. At least that good karma will actually keep you floating in this world. Otherwise you will be suffering severely. So, but Sanatana Dharma we are not strictly Hindus, because Hindu was actually a word given to us by Muslim rulers, and we don't accept the word Hindu. Ours is Sanatana Dharma, which means that Sanatana means eternal, Dharma here means worship of God. That sustains us. Because if we are Sharir, then it's not Sanatana Dharma, because once I die, I'm gone. Next life, what is it? Asanatana Dharma. So the Atma concept is very strongly rooted in Hinduism and reincarnation and so on and so forth. So any religion that tells do good is better than just a religion that is no religion at all, or the person living like an animal. Is that helpful? Again, it's a big topic, a huge topic. But one immediate question and then we can take, because the kids will, I will say, talk to Venugopal if you're hungry. It's a joke. Okay. Adesh?
However, if there are more questions,
yes, we will take more questions. That's the whole purpose. If there are no questions, then we do it. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Probably how do we strive to go to the pure Bhakti from Vishnu Bhakti?
Excellent question.
Can you please elaborate what is Vishnu Bhakti? I don't think.
Okay, so as I said, the pure Bhakti or Shuddha Bhakti is an activity that I am doing to please Krishna for the sake of doing that activity with no expectation from a reward and with no motivation from within. it's like, you have seen people, they come and praise you to hell. Oh my God, you're such a wonderful person. You look so good. Facebook picture देखा मैंने. You look so nice. यार वो तो मैंने सुबह उठ के ताला Facebook क्या बात कर रहे हैं? They praise you to hell, and then the request comes. By the way, you know what? I might have borrowed your car when I was here. The praise was not to praise you, but to get something for me. Yes or yes? So, Shuddha Karma Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti is something like that to God. But Shuddha Bhakti is that I want nothing from you, and I just want to serve you and love you. That is Shuddha Bhakti. And Karma Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti is that there is some element of other things. That person praising you for getting your car. Is that helpful? Thank you. And it's again, lamba sa topic. But in essence, that is that. I want to worship you for the sake of only worshipping you with no other desires within me. Alright, good questions. Somebody else raised. Right? Yes. I'm so grateful, so thankful for such a rapt and attentive audience, including kids. Oh my God. Thank you. What's next?
Oh yes, yes. So, if you do
So, till now it was theory, now we have practicals. Theory is good. Practicals, yes sir. Hands-on experience. Mouth-on experience. Yeah. We'll chant the Mahamantra just for a few minutes, and then we'll have a round bhajan. Sanjay, thanks. So I said, Kalaya dosha live rajan asti eko mahamuna kirtana deva Krishna samukta sangha paramrita. Just by chanting the names of Krishna, and it really doesn't matter, no hard and fast rules, no pure or impure, no any situation or circumstances, one can chant and one can bhajan. It's sufficient. Maam Vishpadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhakti Bhakti Namaste Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharani Shri Paschatya Deshtargi Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shubhaita Gadadhara Srivas Gauranga. This will be call and repeat. I will do it first and then you can follow, and in that way we can do. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Ram Sankirtan ki. Again, thank you so much for coming. It's been my distinct pleasure and honor to be amongst all of you this evening. Hare Krishna.
I told this analogy before, but this is a wonderful session where, I mean, we have our own plan, but Krishna has his own plan. So the way we started the session, I think we thank Prabhuji for being flexible and catering to our needs. So Prabhuji very beautifully and amazingly, actually, I was really appreciating all the questions. But I remember this ninja, some fruit ninja, some game. So they throw apples and like that. So Prabhuji was with the sword of knowledge. So he is cutting through our ignorance and illusion. All the questions that we were throwing at him, of course, we were humbly submitting to him. And Prabhuji was kind enough to, as Prabhuji said, the answers can go on. Each of these questions are lifetime worth of exploration on their own. But we are very grateful that Prabhuji was giving a quick summary now, giving us some taste so we can come back and explore more. Prabhuji is one of the most busiest person in the Bay Area with respect to giving classes actually. So he usually has almost every weekend his schedule is booked. For the rest of this year his schedule is booked. And I was thinking, usually I am very hesitant to take Prabhuji's help because his help is very much needed in other places, and we are very fortunate somehow Sundaranand Prabhu is there for us. But please, all of you, please pray and request him, and if we are able to, maybe hopefully we will see Prabhuji again and we will be enlightened more, and we will keep the main topic for future. Hopefully soon we will get to explore the other steps before we get there. So let us express our gratitude and give one Hare Krishna Maha Mantra loudly by chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, with Prabhuji's permission, since in 3 days Lord Sriram is coming, I think we did one practice in 2 days. Okay, so around 2 days actually. So we were preparing one Ram bhajan. Hopefully we'll come better than last week. So we will do that bhajan, and then maybe if kids want, we'll do Krishna Jinka, and then we'll wrap up.